Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for checking in with us on the Fumble Live this morning. We are going to start out this show with some really, really sad news, but don't worry, Chris is going to lift us up in the post up. But before we get into all that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. Man, I don't want to bring on more bad news, but we heard the news about Michael Thomas. It's just pouring for us right now, man.
And we tried to get Odell Beckham. So at least we tried to get in front of it. But for Cleveland, they felt it wasn't worth their while. So now we're just.
I wish I didn't know that we tried. That just made me even. I'm like, yes, I would love to have Odell, but I hate to know that we tried and we failed. That hurts my heart. Like, that would have been crazy to have Odell on our inner jersey because we don't really have a star receiver.
We don't. And now we have a quarterback situation, and it's just it's a lot. It's so much right now.
5-2, baby. All right.
Right. We're gonna enjoy this record right now. We're gonna wait to see what and that's just where we're gonna leave that right now. But let's get into this very sad need to know news. This happened yesterday, early morning. And I hate this because I feel like once a year something like this happens and we have to talk about this and we have to talk about there's ways around this, but you know, the message doesn't get sent. And unfortunately, I said that young kids in Las Vegas, I just didn't know when the Raiders moved over there. I'm like, I just feel like this is not going to work right. And I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying. So if you haven't heard the news, Henry Ruggs III, he was involved in a horrible accident that resulted in death. This is the aftermath of that scene. So the car on the left is the RAV4 that he hit. The one with the door open in the back, that's his Corvette. So that has to give you an idea of how fast he was going. There's several problems with this. Number one, he was going at an extremely, I don't know, I looked, I couldn't find the exact speed. You know, they have to do measurements and things of that nature, but he was going at an insane rate of speed through a residential area. So I understand that it's 3:00 in the morning, but nowhere in life does anyone not know that Vegas is a 24-hour town. So going through anywhere in Vegas at that rate of speed is insane. He did stay on the scene. He looked to be impaired at the time. So like I said, he hit the back of that RAV4. Now he had a passenger in the car, which was his baby's mom, Kiara. They both went to the hospital with serious injuries, but they are not life-threatening. So when he hit that RAV4, it burst into flames. And then the 23-year-old woman inside died, and so did her dog. This hurts my heart so much. I promise I almost cried when I read this, because now immediately there's two lives that are ruined. Obviously, the life of that young woman, like, she's 23. She was barely getting started in life. Her life is over. And who knows what's going to happen with Ruggs. This is just a terrible situation. So you guys already saw the aftermath of that scene. And now he's facing felony charges for driving under the influence of alcohol resulting in death and reckless driving. That's 2 felony counts. He was released from the hospital and immediately taken to jail. So here's the other thing. Probation is not an option in Nevada if you are convicted of DUI. So you're going to jail. So the first charge carries a possible sentence of 2 to 20 years in prison. The reckless driving carries a possible sentence of 1 to 6 years, but probation is possible for that second charge. So here's my issue with this situation. The NFL, and Chris and I have talked about this several times. First of all, Uber and Lyft are a thing. They are a thing. And number two, the NFL does provide for you a driving service, because the NFL wants to protect their asset, right? So they provide a driving service for you. So if you are impaired, you can call them and say, hey, somebody need to come get me, and they will do that. There is just absolutely no excuse for this. And then, I don't know if I put this asset in there, but I did see a tweet that said, this one said, Henry Ruggs would kneel and pray after every touchdown in the end zone for his best friend that died in a car accident. It's so damn stupid that he still drove under the influence and killed someone. he knows firsthand what this is like when somebody's life is taken needlessly. And you know what? And he's being dragged to high heaven for this, and I 100% understand that. But I'm not going to be hypocritical and say somebody who's 22 in one instance might not be mature enough to handle one thing, and then assume that he's supposed to be mature enough. I do understand that everybody makes mistakes, but you got in a car impaired, and you were flying. I don't know how fast you have to be going to really total a car and make it burst, because he hit the where the gas tank was, and it immediately burst into flames. Do you know how fast and how hard you have to hit a car for that to happen? I don't know what to say about this. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't care if he's an athlete or just a regular person. Whatever. It's just this situation is sad. You really feel bad for her to lose her life, especially because it's something that you're not in control of as the victim, because somebody else makes a decision as stupid as that to do that, and to also put someone else's life in danger. Luckily, she was okay, but unfortunately, we lost a life there. It's just the whole situation is just sad. I remember when the news first came out, it like double take when I saw it, because at first I thought it was like a joke, so I was like, oh, this is some funny little meme thing, and then I'm reading like, no, this is a real thing, and it was Henry Ruggs, and then next thing I know, I'm on Twitter, and it's on ESPN, it's everywhere. All my notifications going off. It's crazy. And then he eventually got released as expected. But yeah, man, when you're at a level like he is as an athlete, you have a higher responsibility. I understand what you're saying. He's still young, still got a lot of fear, but at the same time, if you know that you're especially in Vegas, when you know you're going to be out having a good time, partying and stuff like that, take advantage of what the team is providing for you. They will help you get from place to place, so you do not have to worry about that. I understand you want to show off your new whips, you want to go out there and show what you got and whatnot, and show off for homegrown and all that stuff. But at the same time, especially of all places, because this is going to happen anywhere, but especially in Vegas, you got to be smart and you got to think 2 steps ahead. And I think that was what was missing here. So this is a really unfortunate story. It was really sad. Very sad.
It's very sad. And just so you guys know, this is the 119th vehicular death that Vegas has had this year. So
just Vegas. That's crazy.
Just Vegas alone. So this is not uncommon there. And I know people. We talked about this on a show that I was on last night, and people were just upset. I do feel bad for Henry because I cannot imagine. There's a lot you have to deal with. Number one, your career is over, because obviously the Raiders released him immediately after this, as they should. So your career is over. So whatever you were providing for your family and your child that income is now gone. 2, you have to live with this death. You have to live with the fact that you are responsible for taking someone's life for the rest of yours. And I just can't imagine walking through life with that level of guilt. This is mind-boggling to me. And I feel. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to add, especially with what you said earlier, with already dealing with what he dealt with his best friend, so now you have that's already been hard on you, and then now you are responsible for doing the same thing. I worry about the aftermath of all this for him, like what's going to happen from, because he's only 22. We don't know, and like you said, I don't know if there's going to be a chance in hell that he gets a shot with an NFL team in the future, because this is something that he's going to be dealing with for a long time. And that's not. I don't know. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, you got to have some kind of empathy for how he's just going to get past this. I get it. I get the hate, and like you said, but man, we're got to keep him on watch for sure. See what how he deals with it.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely going to have to go to jail. I think jail time is deserved. I'm not trying to say he shouldn't go to jail, but right. I'm just saying, like you said, I'm just really worried about his mental. But we'll keep an eye on that situation. And now let's lift our spirits as we go into the post up.
Yeah, time for the post up on this crazy hump day. It's a wild post up. Ends with a nice story, but it is a wild post up nonetheless. And we are going to start off with some shenanigans that I'm sure you guys were all expecting, especially when you have NBA TNT on a Tuesday. you knew there's going to be some shenanigans that we'll be talking about here on a Wednesday. And none other than the person that we gave a hard time to on Monday, I think it was, where we talked about the same clip. Well, the TNT guys, Chuck and SHAQ, got their opportunity to give their opinions on Zion Williamson and his weight gain and how he's looking, getting ready to come back, if he's getting ready to come back at some point this season. And before I read this quote that from Chuck, I want you to watch this video. It's actually kind of funny.
Zion warming up. We don't have him. It could be another 2-3 weeks. But Chuck, you had a visceral reaction to this.
It looked like me and SHAQ had a baby. They gonna do it. I just look like I quit.
SHAQ was out.
I gotta get back on, man. What it look like, Chuck? Me and you had a baby. God dang. Dude, he good in New Orleans.
Oh,
yeah, man. This believe it or not, this had a mixed reaction online. People were like, "Yeah, because you guys are bigger than that. You can't fat shame a kid on national TV." Blah, blah. And then other side was like us laughing at it, like, "Yeah, you dated with it." Yes, he does, because I think Zion is he's a little bit taller than Chuck, but he got SHAQ's weight on him. So it's like I thought it was a good pun, good job. I think Chuck finally hit one out of the park. It was actually pretty funny. But then he did, after the laughing and SHAQ ran a few laps or whatever, laughing, Chuck did have some serious things to say about it, and he had a few opinions, and I want to hear what you guys think about it, Jackie included. He said he's already hurt. You should not get hurt when you're young. And he's already had surgeries on his legs. Now he's got a broken foot. He's going to have to learn. Even when you're hurt, you're going to have to control your eating. When guys get hurt, Adam, and they come back, you're trying to get in shape. And if you're putting on that stress on your knees and your feet, you're just going to keep getting hurt. He said somebody's got to be a grown person down in that relationship and say, yo, man, you got to get in shape. And that's basically all the same stuff we have been saying. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but he is completely right. You still got to be able to watch what you're eating. Even if you do put on weight fast, your metabolism isn't great, you still need to be watching what you're eating, knowing that it would blow me away if this kid did not have a nutritionist. I know it definitely looks like he ain't got one, and he probably doesn't. But to me, that would have been one of the first things. We said this on this show, that the first thing Zion Williamson should have done when he came into the league is he should have put together a LeBron James-esque super team to get himself ready for the season, knowing that he was going to be battling weight issues. He was going to be hearing the comments, this, then the third. He should have had a nutritionist. He should have had a chef, should have had like 5 different people helping out with his workouts, cardio, weights, all of the above. And here we are in year 3, and you can clearly tell that he did not heed our warnings and take our advice. But yeah, Jackie, what would you think about the clip and what Chuck had to say after the fact?
I mean, I think Chuck nailed it. We've been saying the same thing. There's no way that amount of weight on weak knees and a wobbly foot is a good thing. It just doesn't make medical sense. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just, and he should know that. And I'm disappointed in Zion. I really am, because that this was supposed to be my guy. This is the guy that I named to potentially be my transition for when LeBron is out of the league. I got to take that off of him, because he doesn't have, to me, that mindset. And I know I said this before. He could literally do zero impact water workouts. And I know you said, well, maybe he doesn't like swimming. I don't care if he likes swimming or not. It's not about what you like. It is about the fact that if right now the doctors cleared you from this foot injury, you're not basketball ready. And that is your fault, period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially to everything you just said, especially when you're seeing the guys that were drafted next to you in John Morant, RJ Barrett having tremendous breakout years. John Morant, 2nd overall pick, who's averaging 28.3 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 7 point. Like, he's having a great stat line. RJ Barrett right now, who was not known to be a shooter, is out there shooting above 45% from the field, almost 20 points per game. Helping the Knicks be one of the top teams in the East. Like, you're seeing these other guys improve on all the things that were negatively put on them during their draft, and then you're the number 1 overall pick. And yeah, I'm sure you can come back and you're probably going to still drop a 30 piece and get your boards and whatnot. But how long until you're back to where you are right now, hurt again because of how you're taking care of your body? You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sticking to my take on, I believe he's going to have the glow up of the century. I think he's going to have a Jokic type glow up. I'm sticking to that. I'm trying to give you some benefit of doubt, Zion, but right now it is not looking great. And I think he's, to be real, I'm sorry if you a pro athlete. I mean, you getting what you giving. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're gonna come out here looking like that, knowing what sport you play, this ain't football. Chuck got him, and he even said that he got him all the time. He was getting the fat jokes from athletes as well as the media and people that was wanted. So I mean, it comes with the territory, bro, and it's about what you do with it. So we'll see what happens. I think he's only in year 3. I think he'll turn it around. We'll see. But speaking of football, let's go over to football because there's a lot of petty going on in football. I'm not even gonna say petty because I co-sign it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I kind of co-sign it. We got Odell Sr. out here sticking up for his son, almost New Orleans Saint Odell Jr.'s dad, Odell Sr. Yeah, I saw that report. I was so mad. Anyway, so we know, and Jackie's been telling us she's not been a big fan of Baker, but we know the dynamic going on in Cleveland where it just felt like, Baker just does not see the number 13. Like, he sees everything else going on, but when there's a 13 and we see it on TV, Baker misses it. And the first year when he got traded, we gave him a pass because they didn't really have a training camp together and rada. We gave it a pass. Then Baker then they started to have a little bit of chemistry. Then Odell got hurt, so we gave that a pass. This year, I don't know what the excuse is, and I know Browns fans have had enough, but someone who's had even more of enough than them is Odell Sr. because he took petty to a whole other extreme. According to the tweet, it says the father of Browns, Odell Jr., posted an 11-minute video on Instagram today. The video showed multiple times that QB Baker Mayfield missed Odell Beckham Jr., and he was also active in the comments. He was going back and forth, talking to the comments. I was going to put the video up here, but it's 11 minutes, and I can't even pick points to what. I implore you guys, if I can get the next picture, because this shows you all the information, go watch the video, because it's hilarious, that music that's added onto it. Nothing is edited. It is just Baker Mayfield out there blatantly missing Odell Beckham Jr. It is really, really bad. That first comment killed me. Hopefully Case Keenum can throw him the ball more and Baker, because like Case Keenum, and then it says something really disrespectful, so I ain't gonna keep going. But yeah, man, it's crazy. And like I said, Odell Beckham Sr., he captioned this IG post by saying, "Generally behind the scenes, but not today." And then on top of that, he had this comment that was in his comment section that he responded to the comment saying, no matter what anyone says, I can tell Baker just doesn't want to get Odell the ball. He can have all the excuses in the world, but it shows. He just genuinely doesn't want to give Odell the ball. And when he does, it's usually in bad situations to make it look bad on Odell. Facts. Either he's hating on Odell or he just doesn't want him shining for real, for real. You can't tell me otherwise at this point. And Odell Beckham Sr. agrees, saying check, check, check. Now, to me, I agree, and I think it's the stupidest thing ever, because if Odell looks good, you look good. I don't know if he just doesn't want to hear Odell's mouth, if he does miss him. And so I don't know what Baker's thought process is, but if the process is, if his thoughts are, I'm not going to get him the ball because I just don't want to see him shine, that's stupid, because now you are going to get all the backlash because you're not hitting the person you're supposed to hit. Odell plays well, you play well. I don't, petty aside, like if that is his honest thought process, Baker got to go. Baker's got to go if that is the thought process.
I mean, at this point, we can't, either he's horrible trash or he really just doesn't like Odell. It is one of the two. And I think he's horrible trash and he doesn't like Odell. I think it's both.
You think it's both.
But if you want to pick one, if you got to pick one or the other, he's either horrible trash or he doesn't like Odell, and he's not professional enough to let whatever feelings he has for Odell, let him go on the field. So I don't know, but I cannot stand. I'm at the point now when his little whack commercials come on, I change channel. Like, I'm not finna watch you in no capacity, sir. I can't stand him. I just don't like, and I've been telling y'all this for a long time. I remember we sitting on a desk one day and having this conversation. You was like, nah, give him some time. He's going to be all right. I said they should have let go of him after his sophomore year. But did you listen?
My goodness.
No.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you're right. I understand the hate that goes Baker's way. I think I'm not completely on the Baker's trash bandwagon yet, but I am on the Baker. Like I said, he's just blind when he wants to be blind, because he can see number 80 quite often. He does a good job with that, and a lot of the Browns' success is mainly thanks to the running backs. If you really want to talk about the running backs and their defense, Baker from time to time, but it's mainly Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and now shout out to Dearness Johnson, who's been playing really soft for him. Another great point in the chat from my man MH. He says that Eli let OBJ shine, and that's the fact, because Eli, he wanted to win games. Eli was trying to save his career and save the Giants, and he wanted to win games. He didn't care about all the other nonsense going on, fighting nets and stuff like that. Odell's the best receiver I got. I'm getting him the damn ball. So, that's all it could be. I'm with Jackie on this. That's all it really could be.
He really made Eli look good. Eli used to throw the most horrible passes, but he would put him in the vicinity of Odell, and Odell would catch him. Yeah. Odell made Eli look good. So, Baker, if you want to look good, understand the assignment, sir.
Yeah. And then, I saw that too, Ty, saying that Odell was excused from practice today. There was a tweet or a post on IG that he put up yesterday where it said, I guess this ish between me and Baker, it wasn't going to work, but he took it down real quick. And I'm wondering if it has something to do with that. But, yeah, Odell was excused from practice today. I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's happening. But, Browns, it's a mess over there. And here we go. We can one-up this story because we even have Baker's wifey out here trying to defend hubby. She's trying to defend him, and she's out here just trying to like all the posts that she can that of the few people that are trying to defend Baker, saying that the wide receivers, it's the wide receivers' fault. And to be honest, they're not completely wrong, but that doesn't forgive the fact that he misses his best receiver a lot of the time. But if you watch some of these games, Browns receivers have been dropping a lot of open passes. I will put that out there. Not trying to defend Baker. I'm just being real. Ed Greenberg tweeted this, saying the Chargers are only 4-3 with Herbert. They're scoring 1.7 more points in the game than Browns. Passer rating, Baker 96.0, Herbert 94.8. Yards attempted, Baker 8.3, Herbert 7.1. Completions 66.7, blah, 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 blah. Herbert 6 interceptions, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, Herbert would have this team 7-1. That's facts. That last part, I don't know if she missed that last one because Emily liked this tweet, but she missed that last line. But yeah, Herbert would have. Yeah, if Herbert was on the Browns, like, I get what you're trying to do here. He does have a younger team with the Chargers. They're still a lot more fun to watch. Blah blah blah. But that last line, Emily, did you not see that? That's a shot at your man's. If Herbert was on the Browns, they'd be 7-1. I don't know if you missed that, but she still liked the tweet. She also liked this one by Chris Manley, saying, I guess he could go hand the receivers the ball so they don't drop it, or get a stop or two against the Chargers, or block for himself so he doesn't have to play with a broken arm. Maybe Baker may not win you games, but y'all won 0 games before he arrived. You ever think about that? And that's a solid point too. But it's not. It's the point is, you have your best receiver, and I'm telling you, watch this 11-minute video if you guys got the time, because there are so many touchdowns that he left on the table. And my favorite part is that the person that made this video left in the decision that he decided to make instead of the decision he missed with Odell. So some of those facts are true. Baker is a part of the Browns' success. A lot of it has to do with the defense and the weapons that they got, but Baker, you got to give him some props to that. But at the same time, you got to call a spade a spade. They're definitely winning more games if you're utilizing your receivers. You get Odell the ball. Odell has his yards. He makes it easier for Landry, makes it easier for Peoples-Jones, makes it easier for the running backs, because now they're worried about Odell, as they should be. The defenders are now sending double coverage on Odell, as they should be. That makes the game easier for you, Odell. Or not Odell, sorry, Odell, my bad. Baker. That's where the emphasis was on Baker. But yeah, wifey out there trying to like tweets, but she ain't even paying attention to the tweets. I saw the whole Herbert one. Like I said, don't lay off my man Justin Herbert. 2 different wavelengths, all right? Herbert's a second-year player. Don't do that. Don't do that. He allowed to do all that stuff. Let him have his chance. He's still more accurate. Don't do that. But anyways, yeah. That's the saga going on in Cleveland. But yeah, I'm paying attention to this Odell stuff because he did not go to practice. Do you think they waive him? What do you think happens next? They don't waive him. That's too much money, no?
Well, his contract is through 2024. That's too long.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's too much money. They don't do buyouts in the NFL, do they?
No, I've never. I mean, I don't think it's contractually impossible for them to do a buyout. Yeah. Actually, I think it's possible because I know there was conversations about that with Deshaun Watson. Like, if you're just gonna, might as well just pay him his contract out and release him, you know. But I don't know. I feel bad for Odell because he's wasting away over there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of the reports and a lot of things are saying that he's looking to get released. But I mean, go ahead and pay him up if you want to do that, Browns. But he missed practice and just the decision that they decided to keep him out of practice. So maybe we have our story for tomorrow. We'll see how this develops as the day goes on. But yeah, Baker, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm trying to defend you, but yeah, you looking like a backup quarterback at most right now. So from the Baker Mayfield nonsense to the real story of last night. And I'm not a big baseball guy, but when you hear of a sports team doing what this sports team did, you got to give them some props, okay? 26 years since the last time they won a championship. They won a World Series, and that was the Atlanta Braves, who won commandingly against the Houston Astros, beating them in the World Series last night, officially sealing the deal there. But apparently... I'm sorry, I'm late to the game, but I saw this and I was like, oh, give me a 30 for 30 because I would watch this in its entirety because apparently they had a rough season to get to the point that they were at yesterday. I love learning things, man. And this right here was I enjoyed this, and I'm glad to share this with you guys. Especially a lot of you guys probably already know about it, but man, on Instagram, Bleacher Report put up a whole entire storyline for how unlikely it was for this team to get to where they got to. And start off with this. The Braves lost their young... I'm going to read it like a Christmas novel. The Braves lost their young superstar to injury back in July. Next one. But still played like they could win it all.
God.
With the help of a pearl necklace-wearing outfielder, they did just that. They took down, though, a 106-win juggernaut. Sorry, producer Arthur. Behind a player who didn't have a team until February and got traded at the deadline. Look at that. Are you not entertained? Delivering the city its first World Series in 26 years. And last but not least, where else do you see what no one saw coming? There's no place like sports. No, but that's dope, though. Like, real talk. Like, that's really, really, really cool. I didn't know the meat of the entire story with all that, and to figure that out because I only saw one game because everyone kept talking about the Braves and whatnot, and they were smacking the Astros. So to me, I just thought that they were favorites because me, stupid baseball, I don't know baseball. So I'm just like, nah, this team looking like they just know this is what they've been doing all year. They smacking them up, and to find out that this was their entire storyline. That's just the beauty of sports, man. Underdog stories. Love it. Love that. Yep. Love that. Love that. Love that. You have anything to add, Jack, before we go into what we're not going to do?
I don't. Except for the pearls. Pearls? The pearls.
Yeah, he did have pearls on. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Why pearls?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I think of pearls, thinking about clutching my pearls. Oh, I never. That's what I think. Yeah, right. Like,
oh, we won? Oh. Beautiful.
We what? Anyways, I think that's dope. I have nothing here that I would not do, but Jackie Ray, please tell us what we're not going to do on this fine hump day.
Hey, I'm excited because, Chris gets all the good conspiracy theories. I haven't had a conspiracy theory in what we not for a while. I get a lot of McNastiness in what we not going to do. But today, I get to have a conspiracy theory, so I am excited. Yes. Now, you guys all know that Von Miller, he is with the Rams now. I thought that this was a phenomenal move. I thought this was great. We know that Les Snead, he did this a little while ago to get Jalen, and I wasn't sure about that, but that worked. Jalen was 25 then, and Von is 32 now, but that's not the point. The point is, I think that this is a really good move, and Von Miller is going to really level up the Rams, and everything that I'm reading says the same thing. So in my head, initially, I'm like, okay, Von, get it. You going somewhere that you got a shot because Denver, that ship has sailed, right? But then it starts coming out why this happened. So let me show you this first tweet here. So it says, a source with direct knowledge of the situation tells Pro Football Network that Von Miller became upset when teammates declined to kick in for his annual Halloween party, a massive affair with a 6-figure price tag this year that featured Quavo from the hip hop group Migos. Okay, so stop right there before we get to that. I just want to explain some of this. I had to read this. I was like, Ron, I mean, y'all know I'm Team Petty and I rock with the pettiness. But I was like, this is a little too petty. So then I read up on it some more. And this same source said that Von Miller went to them and asked them for financial help. He wanted the team to help pay for this. And I guess apparently this came to a surprise to the teammates. They assumed that they were invited guests to the party, not co-hosts. And Von Miller wanted the rookies to contribute several $1,000s each to an event that they had no role in planning. So they was like, nah, I'm not giving you that money. What are you talking about? So when they refused to give him the money, he basically told all of them, like, okay, I'm going to disrupt this entire locker room until y'all pay this debt. So he basically let them know they had a debt. All right. So then now let's go to this next tweet. Because this one says Noah Fant, which is their tight end who was drafted in 2019. So Noah Fant just essentially confirmed this report with us on the air. It means on, not in. Said Von wanted to cancel the party because of the losing streak. Other guys didn't. Money became an issue between guys. Fant added he was sad that what should have stayed in-house got out to the media. So I agree with this next user in this thought process, because if that is true, that's kind of different than the report that I just read to you, where he was just like, y'all rookies gonna pay this damn money. But that's a little different, because he says, I mean, Noah took the heat off Miller with his comment. At least Miller didn't want to have it because of the losing streak. Teammates wanted it. Miller asked him to help pay, and they said nah. So at this point, the Broncos were on a 4-game losing streak before Halloween. So now that kind of makes sense to me. Von Miller saying, all right, y'all, I don't think we should have this party. There's nothing to party about. We done lost 4 games. And then they say, no, we want to have it. He's like, all right, well, then you need to put in on this, because I don't want to have this party with this losing streak. Y'all need to pay for this. And they were like, well, nah, we want you to keep doing what you was doing. We just want to come. And so then he was like, well, no. And then when he had the party anyway, I could see this being a thing. So if this is true, I just don't know which one is true. I don't know if it's true that he was like, y'all gonna pay for this damn party or else. Or it was like, no, I don't want to have this party because we're losing. But if I'm going to have it, y'all going to pay for this party or else. And so either way, apparently Coach Vic found out about it. And then so did the GM, George Patton. And they became aware of the situation and decided to get in front of it. And that is why this trade happened, sending Von Miller to the LA Rams. I love this. Freaking love this. This is insane, but just petty enough. I don't know which side I fall on, but Chris, I got a conspiracy theory. What do you think?
So, okay, so this is a conspiracy. This isn't facts yet.
So the Halloween part, apparently there was definitely some discord about the Halloween party.
Right.
And apparently we know 2 things we know one thing's for sure. There was definitely some discord around the Halloween party. Mm-hmm. Everyone seems to confirm that Von Miller wanted them to help pay for it, but we don't know why. We don't know if it's because he was like, no, we're losing. I'm going to cancel this party because we don't deserve to have a party right now. We're losing. And they was like, no, we want to have it. And then he was like, okay, y'all need to put in on this.
Then pay. Yeah.
If it was just, okay, I'm going to have this Halloween party. Y'all are rookies. Because, they do haze rookies. Y'all are rookies. Mm-hmm. Y'all need to help pay for this. And then when they said nah, then he's like, all right, I'm a hurt your whole feelings until y'all give me my money. We just don't know which one it is. But either way, the Halloween party is a thing.
The Halloween party led to the trade regardless. That's a good conspiracy, because this one feels like this one, there's legs on this one. I like a good conspiracy that could actually have something to it. That's crazy. Right. And the thing is, like you said, I don't know which one to lean on, because I'm kind of with Vaughn on this one, and I like the petty. if that if that isn't entirely the reasoning. But then for the Broncos to trade him for that reason, and I don't know, but I love it. Either way, I'm happy he's on the Rams, man. I think that's going to be dope. I mean, I am, but I'm not, because I hate that the Rams are going to be good. But I'm happy for Von, because I always liked Von Miller, and I'm glad that he's on a team where he can compete. But that is crazy.
Yeah,
that's
I think I'm on this side of, just from what I know of Von Miller, because I've followed him his whole career. From what I know of him, he did not have that party and be losing at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. Right. That makes more sense to me. Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning that way. But either way, there's a level of pettiness, because either way, he said, if y'all don't run me my money, I'm going to hurt everybody's feelings up in here.
And I believe that too. That's what I'm saying. So I believe that too. I believe that it was one of those things where he's like, no, we're not having this part. I don't care if it's scheduled, blah, blah, blah. Be fine. Then y'all pay for it. If y'all ain't going to pay for it, cool. We going to figure this out, and I'm going to be the one to figure it out. So I 100% believe that that's the case. If that's a conspiracy, I think you can count that as fact. I guarantee that that's what happened for sure. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The Mile High salute to your pettiness, sir. I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
For sure. And to end with you going on a better team. Oh yeah, that's a dub for Von Miller for sure. That's a dub. Yeah, that's crazy.
Touching my baseball pearls. I'm going to touch my baseball. All right, you guys, that's all the time we got for today on this hump day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Don't forget to tell your friends to come join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Follow me at J Ray the Fanatic. Follow Chris at CK2K. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe.
Bye, y'all. Happy hump day.
Hump day.